Hi guys. Okay, video two. We're going to be talking about invite process a little bit because you guys hopefully have an event scheduled, right? So how do you get people to come to your event or come to your Facebook group or ultimately just take your beauty quiz? If you guys, I haven't even talked about the beauty quiz, but I hope you guys know about it. It's really, really, really useful because they might like take the quiz for skincare when you're only thinking about hair care. They might throw some stuff in there with wellness questions, and then you can sell them on wellness as well. We always focus on hair care because it's our primary source, and that's how we got started in the company. So yeah, our initial goal is to get people invited to our events. So what we want to do is turn all of our cold market into warm market eventually. But with our warm market, how do we go ahead and approach them right now while we're building relationships with those cold market? Well, I'll give you a little tip because I think this is a great time to bring it up. There's a book by Big Al Schreider. Don't mind my flyaways. I just blew dry my hair today. It always looks better on me too. Big Al Schreider has this book. Now, you don't have to go purchase the book. It's free on YouTube, so you can always go watch it, but I'll summarize it up in about a minute here. There are 4 different color personalities of MLM, and that's actually the title of it. So 4 color personalities of multi-level marketing, MLM. Now, we'll start off with the first one, which is a red. A red person is very competitive. And the point of you trying to figure out what color they are is so you can communicate with them, not so you can judge them, not so you can figure out what color you are, is so you can communicate with them. So whenever you know what level they're on, you can talk the same lingo as them. So a red is very competitive. They want to know about the bonuses. They want to know about, what do I need to do? Tell me how to do it. And then whenever you tell them how to do it, they'll probably have a better way. That's how reds are. Okay. So reds will always come up with a better way. They're super smart. They're very competitive. They're amazing. And then greens. Okay. I married a green. Okay. Very, very green. That means whenever you talk, they look at you like you're a little dumb. Okay. My husband still loves me, but he has this look on his face because he's really smart. He's very detailed. He's very researched. So if you guys are very, have like people on your contact list that are really detailed, they like all the information, you're probably going to be in your resource library a lot, sending them information. Okay. So that's a green personality, someone who's very, very detailed and really smart. A yellow personality is someone who wants to help you, someone who's got, a big old heart and they just want to be like helpful. They're usually the people are like, how can I help you? That's a yellow. If you walk into a room and there's someone quiet in the back corner, a yellow personality will go make them feel welcome. So they're always thinking of people first and making sure that the atmosphere is comfortable. They like comfort. They like to comfort people and they like to be in comfortable situations. A blue personality. My upline, Ann Fisher, is a blue personality. They're usually the ones who are talking in the room. Okay. She talks so much because she's so excited. It doesn't mean she talks too much. It just means she's this blue personality. Now, what gets blues really excited? Trips, events, parties, being social. Blues love that. A yellow might be a little introverted. A red might be a little introverted. Introversion has nothing to do with what color personality they are. A blue is just ready for the party. So that's a blue. Did I cover all of them? Blue, green, red, yellow? Yeah. I covered them all. So it's super simple, guys. That should give you a general idea, but I highly encourage you to go watch the video. It'll help you a ton in this business. Okay, Janiece, with warm market, you have a lot of scripts. You've had a lot of like fly by the seat of your pants messages. You're a really good recruiter when it comes to VIPs and market partners. What is your initial go-to like fly by the seat of your pants stuff that you usually do with people? Whenever like let's say you got a good person who's really good at social media, like what would you say to them if you were pretty warm with them?
Well, I never talk about money at first. I always try to like build some kind of connection with them, build a friendship. If it's on social media, there's lots of interaction. And then at the end, I'm just like, okay, like I've had probably 10 or 12 exposures, conversations with her, a little back and forth. So I'll go in with my 3 C's, which is crazy, confidence, and compliment. And I do that because I think it covers everything and you're being polite. in the process. So with that, I'm like, hey girl, okay, call me crazy. So there's your crazy. But we have so much in common. I'm super enjoying like all, the back and forth and talking to you. And I love your posts that you're making. And maybe I'll go into depth about a post, maybe like about a dog or children, or maybe she's a Christian or whatever it might be. Like I'll go into that a little bit into detail. And then I'm going to be, you know what, I've been thinking about this and I was a little bit nervous about reaching out, but I'm like, why not? Why not ask? But I think you would be so, so good. So I'm going into my compliment at what I do. I think you should totally take a look at this because we could have so much fun working this business together. I'm not sure what your financial need is, or maybe perhaps you would like to have community. I don't know, but do you have time to look this over? What time would be a good time for us to chat? And with that, it's kind of going into you and your story and your open-ended question as well. So with that approach, it's always, when we say you, it's always about that person. And so I would go into like their story, say for Jewely, Jewely, you're my prospect.
Yay.
Okay. Jewely. Okay. So we've been following each other for a very long time. And I know that things might look good on the outside, but something in my gut is telling me that you need help. And I know you made a post the other day about having concerns about, how you're going to pay for your daughter's private schooling because there's issues in the school right now. Have you ever thought about doing something maybe on the side, part-time, that wouldn't interfere with what you're doing in your full-time job? Because I think that what I do could really, really help you. And I think we would have so much fun doing it together. Would you have time for a little phone call? So I went into your story, and then I went into an open-ended question where she had to respond to me, and that's not really Julie's story, but I had to make something up.
It gets me to talk back. It's like, okay, I don't want to just verbally vomit on you. I want to get your opinion. Like, what do you think about this? That's where the open question. And I want to point out something else. You identified something on my posts that was like, oh, I could help her. You guys, this is what we do all day long. We are looking to help and serve people. The more people you serve, the more income you can make, the bigger team you can grow. Yeah. That's how you serve the world. So yeah, I love that you said that. I just wanted to point that out.
Well, and that's one thing that you guys have to have in your core as well. If you don't have in your core the purpose, like you have to be doing this business for a purpose, and that is to help other people. And when other people help them, they help you. And so the core of doing this business and part of your why should be helping others and living in purpose.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys what I do with someone who I'm pretty comfortable with. Like, let's say someone's in my DMs already, like laughing at some meme that I posted. Okay, whatever. Like, let's say we've got that kind of relationship where we think things are funny. Okay, great. So, because that's usually typically my audience. I will literally go in if they're on my list. You guys, if they're on the list, that means I have to talk to them about Monat. That means I got to bring it up. I don't know if that's a rule for y'all, but set it as a rule. Whenever they go on the list, that means you need to talk to them about Monat, whether being a customer or a market partner. So what I say to people is, if we're going back and forth, I've already been posting because I've been in for a little bit. Okay. So even if it's like you've been in for 6 days and you've posted like 5 days out of the 6, okay, people have seen your stuff. You might not get a reaction, you might not get a like or a comment, but they're seeing it. So what I do with people who are seeing my stuff, if I want them on my team, I'll say, I will pull up my phone and say, hey, why aren't you doing Monat with me yet? Like, I want to know. It's a very genuine, honest question. And it leaves it so open for all of the dirty laundry to come out on why they don't want to do this, why they don't want to do it, why they think they don't want to do it, or maybe they'll discover why they do want to do it. And so with that, I'll go into whys. Like if they tell me, oh, I just don't think that I'm good at selling. That's like the number one thing that people tell me. I don't think I'm good at selling. I'm like, girl, do you think that I am? Because I don't, I will go off on that. However, the key here is asking them why they feel that way. So I got advice from this a couple of years ago from somebody, I can't remember who, but they said, ask them why. Whenever they give you an obligation, ask them why. Why do you feel that way? Why do you not think that you'll be good at selling? And then whenever they go into their details of like, I don't know, I'm just not a pushy person or whatever, it'd be like, well, why do you think that selling is pushy? I'll just go into why, ask why so many times, because in order to get a sale, you have to overcome an obligation. So welcome the obligations, welcome the no's, welcome the, oh, it's not for me. Whenever you get good at these conversations, you will end up like someone like Janiece, who can recruit all day long, and they just don't freak out about it. They don't freak out about what they're going to say. They're just natural. We are super proud of what we do. And if you're not proud of what you do yet because you're new, just take it from us. It's a sweet gig. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So you just gotta kind of rely on other people.
That's a good point that you just brought up too, is like confidence, the number one thing that you have to have. And we say it all the time, faith it until you make it. Like fake it until you make it, faith it, fake it, whatever. But your confidence, you know what you have. You know that you have superb products. You know that you have products that perform, and you know that you have a compensation plan that pays out. And so your confidence, they can instantly tell if you have confidence in it or not. So your very, very first thing that you have to have is confidence when coming in and talking to somebody, and they can feel that. So it's super important.
And you can backtrack back and see why you don't have that confidence. Is it because you're not smart enough on the product? Okay, go take the shampoo certification. Go take it. Like you will feel so much smarter about talking about these products. You guys, I still don't consider myself a hair genius or anything. Okay. Like skincare, all the things, the ingredients, I can't even hardly explain unless I need to. I can go in and pull the information. And of course, like I've learned things along the way, but I'm still not an expert. But I'm an expert at knowing that every Friday I get a paycheck. I'm an expert at knowing on the 15th, I get paid a residual paycheck. I have a lot of confidence in that. I've seen before and after pictures. I saw my dad start off on this product with a bald spot on the back of his head, this big, shiny bald spot. He got on the products. He was doing oil treatments, the men's line and the IRT. And I am not even kidding. He still has hair filled up in the back of his head. All of his hair is still there. And he's been on the product for 7 years. I have a ton of confidence in what this product will do for people. I mean, you should see all the market partners' faces who've been on the skincare line. 10 days makes a difference. Holy cow, 10 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think confidence is really big. And then posture comes with that too. Like knowing where you're coming from. It's not like hi, would you do this business with me? I'm trying to start my new business. No, it's hey, I'm starting a new business. I'm doing some parties. I don't know how often I'm going to do the parties, but my first one is, and then give them the date and then say, I'd love for you to come and bring some friends.
Come be my model, come whatever. We're giving away prizes and we're going to have wine.
Yeah. Leave your debit card at home, because you guys, it's not about that. Like, oh, I got to make sure that they buy that night. You need to make sure they got in love with what they saw. If they're in love with it, they'll go home thinking about it. And don't worry if you don't get someone signed up. That's why I tell people, like, you don't even have to bring your credit card. I just want you to come see what's going on, because I can talk to you on the phone after you get home. That's not a big deal. So leaving all the pressure off the table and inviting people, asking them why would they like to come to an event. And so now let's say you've talked to like 3 or 4 people, because that's a big deal to have 3 or 4 people coming to an event. And they said that they would want to come. And one of them shown a little bit of interest in the business. What would you do with that person if they were local? Because I know what I would do. I would be like going, meeting up with them the next day and saying, who do you know that you can invite to this party?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you have an event coming up. She's interested in the business. We will do this event together. So let's get your 5, 3 people, whoever let's get them there too. And so let's kill two birds with one stone. I mean, really, like, yeah.
Yeah, it's the fastest way to do business if you can get everyone in front of you to give, like, if you guys don't want to read off of a presentation background, go with the 4 Ps, the things that you know that got you to say yes. Product, the people involved in the company, or the people who built the company, which is the Erdenettas, Stuart, all them. There's so many quick YouTube videos you could watch and learn a lot. The products, the people, the pay, and the promotions, talking about what kind of income you can earn, and then promotions, the things that are going on that month and what trips are coming up.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. Like if I have to, like if someone's like, so what do you do? And we're at a game or something, and we're going to be there for a little bit. And I've got like, in a 5-10 minutes, I will cover the 4 Ps. I don't have to have a brochure on me. I don't have to like know exactly what I'm saying. I just go off the 4 Ps of the things that I know that I love about the business. Cause there's a lot to talk about and you don't want to overwhelm them. People only remember about 10% of what you say anyway. So they'll remember how you acted whenever you talked about it. Most people get nervous. Like I get really, really nervous. And I just realized when I get nervous, it makes other people nervous. When I get excited, it gets other people excited. So I have to control my emotions when this happens. And I have to have things like my elevator speech. You were talking about that earlier, Janiece, elevator speech. What would you call an elevator speech? How do you describe it? And what are your kind of terms for elevator speeches? Or what
elevator like an elevator speech? I've never done okay, what?
Oh my gosh. If you got into an elevator with someone and you've only got 10 floors to go.
Okay.
Because this happened to us at the last trip. We were talking about Monat, and right as we're getting out, this girl's like, wait, what do you guys do?
Oh, it happens all the time. Okay, now you got me. Yes. Okay, yeah. When we're in the elevator, we always have people asking me, like, because we're dressed up. If we're out, we're usually dressed up, and we're there because of an event. So we always have samples in the hand, like in our bags, right? But they always ask us, what are you guys here for? What are you guys doing? And we're always like, well, our company brought 5,000 of us here. We earned it for free. And we work for the #1 hair care company in the world. Like, I mean, they're like, huh? What company? And so, yeah. And then we're like walking out the door and they're still asking questions, you guys. And so we're like having to give them our information and those samples right away. Right.
So that is what happens when you are at events. And you guys, it's just like being excited, being in the moment, like all that stuff. It's pretty easy to get people to talk to you whenever you're at an event dressed up and you're about ready to go into the conference room or to a fancy dinner and you were with all your girls. But what if it's like, now here's my advice to you guys. If it's just me and I am walking into a school function, let's say a quick volleyball game or whatever. And let's say I'm getting to know the parents, I'm getting to know the people around me. We're just kind of like chit-chatting, like, oh, your kid's awesome, general conversations and stuff like that. I like to be in a hurry when I bring up my business, because if I dump a lot on them at one time, I just said this a second ago, and you guys probably already forgot it, but people will only remember 10% of what you said. So what do you want them to remember when you leave? I do this. This is what I do. What do you do for work? And then boom, they tell me what they do. Typically they will ask me what I do. And if they don't ask me what I do, I tell them anyway. I'm like, oh, well, I seriously, most of the time I wash people's hair for my business, and I sell, I sell quite a bit of shampoo. Like, you should let me wash your hair. And then they're like, shampoo, what kind? I'm like, well, and I just rattle off a couple of things about the products that really got me interested. The biggest thing for me, you guys, was it was non-toxic. I don't want to struggle with health issues. Okay. Like, you guys know that there's so many chemicals out there that will cause cancer. And so I was actually on the look for something that would not cause cancer on my head, because your scalp is very, very sensitive to taking in these chemicals. And so that was one of the biggest things for me. The second thing was it stopped breakage. The third or fourth or fifth thing, whenever this happened. But whenever I found out that this stuff regrew hair the way it did, made a healthy environment on the scalp for your hair to grow natural. You guys, like, I was pretty sold, and I'm not kidding. The men's line is still our #1 product that we sell because of what it does for men. But yeah, I used to not have hair. all back here, and all back here, it was all gone. I use the IRT shampoo, and that's what I talk about. I literally will pull my hair back and be like, well, I used to be bald. So, I mean, it works. It works really good. It stops breakage, all the things. So just kind of talk about what you really like about the product. So what I do is I'm like, there's a lot of things that I could tell you about it, but like the reason why I love it and use it is because of, and then I tell them, and then I say, yeah, actually, let me get your cell phone number real quick and I will send you some info on it. Boom. I never leave.
Yeah. I'll send you samples with information. Yeah.
Yeah. I can either drop you samples, I can wash your hair, or yeah, I can just send you some info on it, some videos. It's that simple. However, the key thing that's going to make you money and that's going to propel your business forward is not just the experience, but it's getting their phone number.
Yeah.
You can hand out samples to people all day long. They'll never call you back. You have to get their number and do the follow-up. Yeah. Fortune is in the follow-up. So with your invite process, remember that follow-up is so important. And we're probably getting close to 15 minutes here because I forgot to start the timer in the beginning.
I know.
So is there anything else that you want to add on here whenever it comes to like the inviting process and talking to people about getting that next follow-up? Or do you want to mention anything on the follow-up? Or I could talk days about it.
We kind of talked a lot about social media. In person, your first connection with them is a smile. My first way that I communicate with people is I put on a huge smile. And if I get a smile back, that is a hello. That is a hi, you can talk to me. And so from there, I'm like, hi, oh my gosh, I love your purse. I love whatever. I mean, oh my gosh, your eyelashes, your eyes are so pretty. Whatever it might be, I go into something like that. And then honestly, when I'm really meeting people, it's when I'm out and about, either getting coffee or lunch, or I'm at the mall, I'm in the dressing room. And if there's someone in the back room, in the dressing room with me, I'm like, I'll ask them like, hey, what do you think about this outfit? Because more than likely, I'm probably shopping for an event, or, like for Vegas right now, we have a Vegas trip coming up. And so I was back there and I was talking to people like, do you think this is good enough for this type of event? And then they always ask me, what do you do? What are you going? Where are you going? What's going on? And so that always leads me. And then you exchange contact information on social media. I snap a picture of their profile so I won't forget it, and I'll be able to go back to it, put them down on my contact list, and then I'm following up with them. I'm going to their profile, I'm connecting with them, and then I'm inviting them to get samples, or I'm inviting them to a one-on-one or an event or whatever it may be. Yeah.
And you've been doing this for 8 years.
Long time, really long time.
You'll never run out of people if you're looking for them. The number one holdback, and I'll just end it with this, number one holdback for people in their business is like, I don't know anybody. Bull crap. Stop using that as an excuse. That is such garbage. You can go meet someone today. If you have a cell phone and you are watching this video, then you're lying. That is an access to social media, which is so many people out there. I have some people who live 20 minutes from the nearest gas station. You guys, they live out in the middle of nowhere. I got a girl actually underneath Janiece, who's up in Canada, who lives like 2-3 hours from civilization. She's building her business and she just got like Cadillac qualified. So, you guys, like, there's no excuse. If you're looking for any excuse, you'll find it. If you're looking for prospects, you'll find them. Whatever you are looking for is what you're going to find. So with that in mind, stay positive, have posture, and have a lot of confidence in your business. If you don't have confidence in yourself, Janiece said, faith it or fake it until you make it. It's not faking your income. It's not faking your lifestyle. It's faking your confidence in where you stand. Because sometimes we are on shaky ground and we're like, oh my gosh, I really need these new people. I just got, I ran out of contacts, whatever. That happens. You're going to freeze. You're going to
tell her, sometimes we have a bad day and we don't have that confidence. Yesterday? I mean, come on. But we just have to, okay, Janiece, step it up. Let's go. Confidence. Here we come. And this is one important thing. Okay. Think about this. If you don't talk to people, it's already a no. And this is the one thing that I always go back to, always. If I don't talk to that person, it is going to be a no. But what if I mentioned it? What if I just tried to connect as a friend? What if I just tried to, keep in touch with them? Whatever it might be, it could lead to a possible yes or a maybe. So why not? And if you don't get a market partner or a VIP, at least you get a new friend. So I always go with it as far as like, you know what? I'm in Idaho. I'm new here. I want new friends. And so it's never a lose situation ever.
That's awesome. All right. Well, I think that we've summed up invitation process and talking to cold and warm market. So yeah, go out there, practice, trial and error. We didn't cover all the things we want to talk about, of course, but we gave you the most tangible things in the beginning of your business. Of course, you'll hear all the more ideas on how to talk to people. You'll even hear scripts from people as you go in this business. You guys, we lay it out all on the table for you to grab what you want, and then what's going to resonate with you, what's going to do well for you in your business, what's going to push you outside your comfort zone. All of the things that we talked today about has been outside my comfort zone, and I still do it. I'm getting more comfortable as time goes on, but yeah, I had to definitely break the ice on that with doing things that I didn't want to do. So, okay. All right. Hope this helps you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video.
Bye.